Alrighty then, this is going to be a replay analysis of Liquid Helium's top lane phase primarily. Probably won't look too much into the rest of the game, but I wanted to at least give you some feedback maybe. Maybe help you out in the lane phase here. Your mid game seems to be pretty good. Your early game is usually a little lacking, so maybe I can give you some feedback on how to help out with that. This is really interesting. What is about to oh my goodness, the carnage. This is gonna be a fiesta. I love it. Tarek stun if they keep chasing. There it is. Yep. Oh, the Jin W misses. Uh um Yeah, in that situation, I don't know if it would be better to start W or E for more crowd control if you're going to be invading. Um, but whatever. That was goofy. All right, let's get this lane phase started. Fast forward. Oh yeah, let's go over runes real quick. I noticed you are running Conqueror and Sorcery secondary, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not quite sure how to pull that up. I never really do replays here. Um, Typically, Conquer is a superior rune choice on Darius, as he can abuse that a lot. Any champ that can abuse the Conquer rune is really good in my opinion, and they should do it. In this particular matchup, though, you should at least be running Resolve Tree secondary for the bone plating and second wind, because she's going to be peppering you with autos the entire lane phase. So second wind will help you sustain, bone plating will help you sustain any burst she wants to throw at you. If you want to go for like a EW slow Q trade, because she will proc electrocute either way. But on that note, I don't think Conqueror is good into this particular matchup because you are not going to ever fight her, and she probably won't let you get it stacked up on minions when you do decide to fight her. I think Phase Rush is another popular rune choice on Darius, and Phase Rush would have been better with the bone plating, because when she goes to E on you, you pull, which cancels her E, pulls her into you. You W to slow her. She can't get away because she's already used her escape. Then you Q her, and now you're phase rushing at her, and you're just autoing her down to death. If you can get on Quinn, she's not nearly as scary as she initially seems. So I think the rune choices was not optimal. I think phase rush with Resolve Tree would have been better, or just go Resolve Tree primary with Precision secondary, so you get the tenacity and the healing when you get assists on kills, at which point though you're just kind of playing super passive. But if you're going to play a damagey rune setup, I'd go with Phase Rush. All right. She is, you can tell by this, she's slow pushing in. And so you should be telling your jungler right now you could be getting a gank at around the 330 mark if she slow pushes. Depends on how quickly or slow she wants to push it in. Doing good last thing with the Q. Nice. And then you just back out. This is exactly how you want to play it. Not much you can do. I'd be wary on hitting multiple minions with your Q that you don't need to, because what's going to happen is you're going to, now you're pushing into her. And so that sets you up for an easy gank, and she has really easy gank assist. It's a point and click crowd control with her E to slow you down, and then the jungler swoops in and catches you, and you're forced to burn a flash. So just be careful when you're last hitting with your Q. W gives you slight increased auto attack range, I believe. I don't play too much Darius, so you could possibly level that second to help with the last hitting. Plus, it's an auto attack reset. She does not seem to be abusing her range as much as she should be. Yeah, you're hitting multiple minions, so it's still going to you're slow pushing her, which is like the worst situation for you. At this point, since you got a fresh wave coming in, you should either be hard shoving it in or, well, that's actually your only option right now, because if you let it slow push, she's just going to keep trimming the front lines like she is, and then she's going to get it to set up a freeze right here. Because see her, where's my pause key? So her next minion wave is right here, and you know that because that's exactly where your minion wave is. And so if you look at the timings, you're going to say, oh, well, shoot, I'm going to finish this off, and by the time these casters walk up, you can look at your mini map and see your minions are about here. That's about where hers are. So by the time your casters, before they can even get into turret range, they'll probably, I'm gonna guess, be somewhere in here. I'm guessing, which allows her to set up a freeze on you because she has the range abuse. We'll see if you try and pull her out of her E though. I think Darius, everything stacks in Darius's favor when it comes to the E pull. So she should pull him up here just like, yep, just like that. And now she's got herself a perfect freeze. Forecaster means is exactly what you want. It should be a, that one was actually really low. So I don't know if it'll be a perfect freeze. But you are not in the best spot. Your jungler, though, because you are pressuring, so the good thing, because you're pressuring, this allows your jungler free roam to invade. So that's always something to keep in mind. Even if you are in a losing matchup and you decide, hey, I'm gonna pressure real hard so my jungler can get in and counter jungle, that's kind of a alternative way so that you might take some abuse in the short run, but your jungler hopefully gets ahead and can abuse their jungler and create more plays across the map. So by having map pressure up top, it allows your jungler to invade their jungle because if he gets collapsed on, you're right here. As opposed to if you're back this way and he gets collapsed on, you have to walk all the way through here. Whether you win that 2v2, I don't know. I haven't seen Poppy in a long time. She's just getting back into meta, so just some things to think about. 23 to 22, you're actually out CSing her. She can catch up if she hits all these. Actually, that minion right there will make it an even trade. So if you can pick up this one, you'd be ahead by 1. Oh, she missed it. So in these matchups, when you're going into a losing matchup, I always like to test my opponent and see how good they actually are because sure, their toolkit might, in theory, be better than mine, thus allow them to win the lane phase by a counter, quote unquote. But if they are bad or don't know how to play the matchup properly or just aren't as experienced as you, then you can usually take advantage of them and just outplay them. So I would like to see you being a little bit more aggressive, try and W polar in, or E polar in, WQ, walk out. And I think you could really scare her off because she's running Electrocute Ignite and she has not been nearly as aggressive as she should with that rune setup, which should tell you she doesn't really know what she's doing. She's just looked at, champion.gg and said, oh, this is what I'm supposed to run. I could be wrong in this matchup, but I'm pretty sure it heavily favors Quinn in the early game. You started Corrupting Potion. I would have not done that. You typically do that when you're going to be getting in a lot of scuffles and you want a little bit of extra damage with Sustain. I probably would have gone D-Shield because Second Wind plus D-Shield passive would give you an insane amount of sustain against her. So, yeah, looking if I could backtrack a little on the runes as well. If you're going with the Resolve tree, I think D-Shield just adds on to the strength of the rune Second Wind, so the sustain's really good. But Quinn does not seem to be playing the matchup too great at the moment. She's breaking even, and Quinn does not want to break even. She wants to get ahead and assassinate people, so you are doing your job just fine in that regards. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, there's something. You were shoved up under here for a good minute, probably, and you did not ward. The way I play the game is if I'm beyond the river and I don't see the enemy jungler, I assume they're ganking me. So you'll see me place wards all the time. I'm always buying pinks when I go back. I still sometimes die because watching your mini-map's important, but so a slight misplay here. You definitely needed to ward. We'll see what happens. Oh, you go to fighter? Yeah. I mean, look at that, though. Hold on. Can I back up, like, not more than 15 seconds? Look at this trade. So she E's you. Okay, you step back into her immediately. You get in within E range, I believe. No, you waste your W, unfortunately. Okay, you pull her. If you still had W, let's look at your damage. You would have W'd plus that spin. I mean, she may have still killed you with the Ignite, but I think you actually would have came out ahead and not died. especially if you were running. No, you had phase rush. You wouldn't have had the precision challenge because you would have had resolve secondary. I don't think you would have died, to be honest. Because all this extra damage, that's all Poppy right there. Like, you probably would have had that much health and been able to kill her. Because that shield wouldn't, it came in from Poppy. I don't know. So you can definitely fight her and come out ahead even when she has Ignite, or you can bait out the Ignite or bait out her flash and get her kill next time. Because, yeah, you stomp her. You're a bruiser. Your base stats are really high early game, which is why bruisers are so dangerous. She has really good damage, no doubt, but her defenses are lacking. Sorely lacking. Yeah, you have 48 armor to her 36. So if you can get on her, if she makes that mistake again, that's definitely something you can abuse. It was just unfortunate that Poppy was there. And when I say unfortunate, it was preventable because wards could have been placed, but hey, we all make mistakes. I'm not perfect at warding. That's just something to work on. Oh, yeah, I'd be looking at her last hitting and yeah. Okay. Fast forward a bit here. Oh, timeout. Let's look at that. I didn't think you were going to teleport back. What were we looking at here? You spawned, you start running bot for some reason. You TP top to catch the wave. It would have been better if you immediately TP'd. At this point, you're going to pick up maybe 3 minions, maybe 4. Hopefully you don't queue the wave. Just use your W reset. Yeah, so I find early on, the same with Garen. Darius has the same problem. If you queue the wave, or in Darius's case, you E the wave, when you spin on the wave under turret, early on, it makes it really hard to last hit minions. So just use your autos and W resets to last hit under turret as Darius that early, because you're not one-shotting casters quite yet. Yeah, just a little goofy interaction. I've made that mistake 1,000 times, but I learned eventually. Yeah. You should have prepped that one. Maybe you meant to pull that minion out, I imagine. So yeah, you that teleport was kind of a waste looking at, I mean, I don't know, maybe you got 3 CS, and you should have instantly teleported. Hesitating on the teleport is, I mean, I'm not a teleport player, I always run Ignite, but when I do run teleport, usually when it's a bad teleport, it's because I second guessed myself. I think you just kind of got to trust your gut and go with it and just immediately TP. I think you would have picked up a few more CS. But yeah, that was a good teleport. You wanted to catch all those minions. Oh, that's the other thing. If you're a TP matchup going into Ignite, if you can somehow bait the Ignite, and sure, she wins the trade and forces you back, and then you immediately teleport back to lane, what happens is she has no more battle stats with that Ignite, and you didn't really lose any minions because you used your teleport. So that's how you win that matchup, by the way. If you're running teleport into Ignite, you need to somehow bait that out, go for a heavy trade, scare her enough to use it, or to use flash, and then you just TP back to lane, and then you basically do it all over again, rinse and repeat, but get the kill. Because yeah, if you have TP, you want to try and burn a summoner spell before you go back, so that you kind of trade in that regard, but you get back quicker, or you get back and don't lose as much CS. You are slow pushing in at the moment, and then you back off and give her too much respect, I think. You just had a wave meet, and you already had a few here, which means you have the minion wave advantage. You need to quickly shove this in, get it under turret before you get ganked again. You have a pink, which is great, but you're allowing her the opportunity to freeze it here. You should be forcing her to trade with you, or how close are you to 6? Yeah, you're ways off from 6. You should be forcing her to trade with you and taking a lot of damage so that she can't really just all in you when her jungler shows. If she does manage the freeze, or she backs off, respects you, and you just clean these minions up and shove them under. I don't ever think it's a great idea to be letting a ranged matchup do this to you. If you need to, you should call your jungler to come up and help you break the freeze. I have to do that every now and then. especially if you realize, hey, this person's better than me. I can't get on them. I can't do anything to them. They're getting a CS lead, getting experience lead, all that. Zoning me out, call your jungler to come up, break the freeze real quick for you, and then move on. That's part of the jungler's job, help you out. And since you are seem to be perma-shoving in, he can't really gank for you to help you, so he can at least help you break freezes, depending on what he's doing on the map. There you go. Show some presence. Get up there. There you go. Clear out these minions. Don't give her that much respect. Although your E, yeah, your E's still up, right? Yeah, you don't need to give her that much respect when your E's still up. You are looking to roam now that you shoved in, I guess. Don't know what that was for. Do you have 2 wards? I don't know how this replay works. It says 2 and 1 here on your wards. Does that mean you've placed 1 and you have 2? Or you've placed 2 and you have 1? That might be what that means. Yeah, so I think you have 1 ward. So when you shove in like that, I didn't see if it reset or not. But let's assume it shoved all the way in and she was last hitting. Instead of walking down here and standing here, you could always walk up here, place a ward if you're really nervous, but you see their entire team's down this way. So it's definitely safe for you to, I can't ping, come up through here, drop some deep vision. This is your ideal bush, I believe. Although I'm usually too chicken to walk up that far, and I usually put a ward right here because I can still be standing relatively safe by the blasting plant. Plus, you get 2 options to leave. If the Quinn follows, you can walk out this way. You know their mid laner's down bot. He just ulted. But prepping some deep vision for when the Poppy does come back topside will give you a little bit further notice than just this ward down here, or this one if you're to place it there. So whenever you get a chance and you shove someone in, you want to be placing that deep vision, not just for yourself, but for your bot lanes. Your bot lane knows, hey, jungler's top, we can get aggressive, things like that. Vision is like the most broken thing in the game. Wards are. You can like see through fog of war. It's ridiculous. Oh, missed the ball. So yeah, gotta respect her a little bit now. That's going to reset on you. So the way a freeze works, if you don't know, is 4 caster minions. The fact that she only has 3 now means it's going to slow push to you no matter what she does. I think it's 3 casters and like 2 melee. Maybe it's just 1 melee, but I know 4 casters for sure is how you set up a freeze. So the fact that that's all she has is good for you. You will lose a few minions if she slow pushes it, but she probably won't based on how she's playing. Plus she's a Quinn, so she's going to want a hard shove and roam mid. That's what they all do. I would have rushed Ninja Tabbies because she's going to rush lethality and the gold efficiency from 300 gold into into 1 cloth armor almost completely negates the 18 lethality you get? I don't even know how much lethality you get, but the Ninja Tabbies for sure is super efficient into Quinn, and because she's going to be doing this to you, peppering you with the autos, Ninja Tabby just is great. And then in theory you would have second wind and bone plating, and she just wouldn't be hurting you at this point. Especially because she doesn't even have a lethality item yet at 6 minutes in. She wasted money on Boots of Speed and a freaking dagger for some reason. And she does not get a power spike at level 6 like you do, so I would like to see you get super aggressive on her once you hit 6. Probably won't be able to right now because she's going to have a big minion wave advantage, but once you go back and get Ninja Tabbies or some armor, like, you should just be running at her. Polar and slow, like, there's nothing she's going to do. That's why Phase Rush is so good, because she won't be able to hurt you with Ninja Tabbies. You'll have the boot movement speed advantage. And then Phase Rush, if you can get that proc to, like, where's she going to go? You're going to burn her flash, so. I like how she just lets you come up and do that. She doesn't Q you, she doesn't auto you. Like, prep the Q on you and then back out to, because I think she can't quite auto you. And, oh, there we go, but she's going to flash and E. Yep. So, not much point in making that play unless you just need to guarantee some crowd control on her and your Trundle's already here. In which point she can E like she did and back out. She gets Trundle pillared, she flashes, so you trade flashes. So I don't think that was necessary. I'm not sure what the thinking was, but I do see Trundle was coming over, so you might have been trying to bait her into a fight. Never waste your flash to try, just attempt to bait. I don't think that's worth. So now your summoner spell down, and she does not have ignite up yet. Yeah, yep. So if there was an opportunity to kill her after she E'd you, the Trundle Pillar needed to be there to burn the flash so she could get over, but she's still slow, at which point possibly you still get the kill. But because you did it so soon, she had time to E you. The E comes off cooldown, so she flash E's. So you need to stack the CC better so it forces her to lose something. But she had E backup by then, so that wasn't best gank, unless the sole intention was to burn flash, at which point there's no point in the Trundle ulti coming out. Trundle does have flash, so maybe he was thinking he could just all in her. I don't know. Slight misplay, but not the worst thing in the world. I do think you still have the advantage. You're keeping up in CS in a ranged matchup. You need to hard shove this because she's going back, so you want to force her to lose the cannon or force her to stay like she did. This is a freeze for her. Although that means at half health, I think the cannon can take quite a beating. Don't know. That might slow push back into you, but that would make me nervous if I saw that going into my opponent and she stayed. That's going to force you to stay and break the freeze, so you need to shove this in hard. Oh, you got to stop wasting that E, man. Maybe you're trying to get the casters closer so you can just auto them, I'm guessing. Oh, you might have been predicting her E, though. I can respect that. I don't think she was in a position to E you, but you might have been trying to predict that. So, anytime you can stop your opponent from going back is a good thing because they want to go back for a reason, right? And so if you can prevent them from doing that, I like the Ninja Tabby pickup. If you can prevent them from doing that, then that's good because she's lacking battle. She's not as strong as 60 CS makes her seem. So, yeah, anyways. Fast forward a little bit. 8.5 minutes in. I think I'm being really nitpicky on some of the details here. So maybe you should speed this up a little. The Ninja Tabby, there's no way she wins this trade now. She rushed Berserk Scree. She doesn't have lethality. She's got 2 long swords. Like, pop a Corrupting Potion and run at her. And then stack your E onto her E. Yeah, like, she wanted to E there, right? Like, just let her do it. But throw an E on her. Like, like mess her up. Giving her way too much respect at this point. And you have minion wave advantage, so if she does want to fight you, like, if she wants to do that, fight her, fight her. She is, oh man, yep, you're getting ganked. You needed to fight her. You knew the gank was coming in. So what you do at this point is you say, okay, I'm dead anyways, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 10 minions. So you fight in your minion wave, right? And instead of walking out, you need to position yourself in them and put these melees between you and her, so her Q doesn't blind you. So now you can't be blinded. You still have your pull, I think. You've slowed her with your W. Like, this is a guaranteed kill on her because she has no flash. You are dead for sure. Not only is it a 3v1, but she has Ignite, and she's going to freak out when you almost kill, and she's going to drop Ignite on you. So you use your minion wave. You back up into your minion wave, and you fight her. If you see her kiting up this way, you drop a preemptive ward in this bush so minions don't de-aggro from her. But at this point in time, she's taken probably close to 100 damage from minions. So you just drop the slow on her, Q her, pull her in if you need to. If she, I think she used E. Yeah, you're slowed, so I think she used E already. So, I mean, there's no reason why this wasn't a dead Quinn. And if they want to diverge, if they want to invest 3 people up top to kill 1 person and you still get a kill, that's winning. Like, they just wasted so much down here because now look, your Ryze is roaming bot lane, your Trundle is probably going for red, but he already has it, so he might just run bot as well. 4-man bot, and you guys trade turrets. But that's my gut instinct before the TF ulti was just stay in your minion waves and fight it. You don't have flash, you're not getting out. Let's see how this goes. Oh, he didn't gold card you, but yeah. Let's go back and watch that engage on her. So this should tell you something also. Her positioning, there's no reason for her to play that up on you whenever you've got all these minions. She hasn't done this before. This is the first time I've seen her get this encroach in your danger zone like this before. So this should tell you you're getting ganked. So you need to be able to read your opponent in that sense. She's sweeping as she comes through. She's still sweeping as she comes through. Don't think that disabled your ward. Let me back up. See how this engage went down again. You shove, you shove, you shove, you shove, you shove. She's disrespecting you. You're saying, why is she playing so up on me? As soon as she did that, I don't think I even would have turned. I think I would have looked to just pull her. I mean, she literally, yeah, that was bad on her part. So let's assume for a second you don't see Poppy coming in, right? So maybe you saw Poppy and you freaked out, you decided to run, and then it was too late because by the time you got away from your minions, TF ulted in. Like, oh well. Nice eyes on your mini map. I'm a greedy top laner and I tunnel vision. I see a kill, I'm gonna go for it. So at this point, she gap closes. I would step back in the minions, especially she kited in and she blocked herself off with this wall. These minions are gonna collapse. Yeah, so she's not going to be able to step back easily. She'll do that awkward stutter step to get around them. So it allows you to pull her in, auto W, step back, Q for the heal, and maybe get an auto and dunk. Maybe just dunk and hope the minions can finish her off. You do have true damage that procs on her. It's stacked up. Conqueror is stacked, yeah. So just a little misplay. So I guess just don't be afraid to fight her. You're giving her way too much respect. Yeah. Oh well, it happens. Fast forward some more. Yeah, so I'm guessing you got that double kill on Dragon because they invested all that resources on you. If you also could have traded a kill, it literally would have been a total loss for him. So, anyways. I don't think there's too much more for me to comment on here. I think I've said everything that could be said at this point. She's going to go back, get a lethality item, and just start roaming everywhere. Which you need to tell your team that you'll have TP advantage here in, what, 20 seconds? 5 seconds? Yeah. So, and if Quinn's not roaming, if she just keeps going to lane, then that's a good thing for your team because you just match the split. You just stay here, you finish your Triforce, your Black Cleaver, whatever, and you just build Dead Man's Plate. Because the way Quinn works is she just roams, gets vision control, roams, pushes out, roams, shoves out, roams. But because you have TP advantage, if she wants to hang out in top lane with you, that's fine. Because you can always teleport somewhere, and she can't. So that's pretty much all I got for you. Hopefully that helps in some way, shape, or form.